What if we just took the idea of justice, just that idea, and asked the students to bring in their own thoughts, feelings, writings, images, and we use that as the feed to create a single voice from the community that included all of the voices.
All right. Hi, everyone. So great to see you.
So, students in my memoir class have been working with students in Darla Johnson's dance class. Essentially what we've done so far is kind of get to know each other and talk about creative process.
I thought it would be really interesting just to get to know their process on writing and for them to become familiar with our process and then kind of merge them together and see what happens.
All right, ready? Here we go.
I wound up in this class by knowing that I really wanted to delve deeper into my own personal story. I really knew that I was going in a certain direction with my writing, and I wanted to make sure I was going in the right direction.
I think that writing and dancing are just similar investigations through a different medium. For me, dancing and creating dance choreography is poetry. It's just poetry in motion. I know that's trite, but it is.
We're talking about justice, and that's going to mean something completely different to everyone.
Because it's a memoir writing class, writing about the experiences that I've had in my own life and the stories that I know I have to tell, but getting more personal.
I was surprised at first. I guess I started thinking about the different ways you could add that into dancing and the different layers and elements it would add to a performance.
I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what it's going to look like?
The dance?
Yeah.
I'm having some glimmers.
Have this entire wide, broad range of creativity and a wide spectrum of artists coming together and collaborating.
I'm Nicole, but you can't see me because I want you to see the kids.
Oh, we just saw your little head.
So Darla has worked with Nicole and Wesley before, and they've done this project twice. They haven't ever used writers, so that's, I think, been an interesting challenge.
We just got back from rehearsal.
Oh.
We finished the opening section, the pod.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to work with when you all get here.
So Nicole, Wesley, and 3 students from the University of Trinidad and Tobago will arrive on the 25th, and they will be incorporated into the group that we have so far.
I think it definitely inspires the writer to step outside of their own box as well, and to be able to describe and create a visual for the reader in their writing movement.
Just watching the way dancers are with one another is really beautiful, and I don't kind of see that because writing's so solitary. No one's really there to like hold you when you like try a new metaphor.
You're pulling out all these emotions that are probably hard to deal with, and so you definitely get to know the dancers and the writers on a completely different level, and maybe stuff about them that you would never know had we not taken this class.
Just noticing how different people relate to being outside their comfort zone. It's been happening a lot, especially in this class. It's a lot of just pushing yourself to do new things.
I don't think you structure collaboration. I don't.
I think that's one of the things that I've learned from her is being a little bit more trusting of process. That the energy that happens when people come together will kind of drive the vision, the opportunities for growth.
What I'm getting from them is they're really well connected as a group, and so are we, and we're really learning to communicate a lot more, and it's really cool. I like the way that things are working out.
So this whole process of working with like 14 other people is really new for them, I think, in a different way, in a good way.
I feel like our contribution to this is going to be significantly less than the dancers. I think we're going to be a bit more limited than they are artistically. They're going to get to be in the production, and we really won't be at all.
I don't really know what to expect still, but when it's said and done, I feel like we're kind of, I don't want to say throwing, but just kind of throwing our stuff on top of it to make sure we're a part of it. We weren't really part of the process.
Well, something that often happens to me is I think ideas sound really great. At the beginning, sure, collaboration between dance and memoir, and yeah, let's do that, but I didn't think it all the way through. And I didn't know what I didn't know about collaboration, so this has brought a lot of light to those areas.
I think it's working quite well. There's been a little, I don't say confusion, but it's always a process to figure out what a collaboration looks like.
The way I see this is just from the get-go, both sides didn't really know how to proceed. So I feel like it has not been a collaboration. Maybe we have both inspired each other.
They kind of jump into our median, they write some, and if they're going to do that, I'd be comfortable with dancing because I've done it before.
So why aren't you?
I guess the instructors agreed that none of the writers would dance.
Well, I just offered the class since I am an actor and I'm okay being on stage and I can be loud and memorize things, that I could do that, but we didn't even really discuss it in the class and not at all with the dance class. So we don't know what's gonna happen.
You hear the word justice and it kind of, if you don't really think about it, it's almost an empty word. But then when you really sit down and try to find your own definition for it, it becomes something, it just becomes really challenging. And so whether or not it's expressed to an audience by the dancers, it doesn't matter to me at this point.
As a teacher, allowing myself the vulnerability in the classroom to say, I don't know how this is going to work out, and you're frustrated right now, and how can we find a solution? And balancing that between appearing incompetent, actually being incompetent, and just the amazing value of showing students that creative process has a lot of struggle in it and tension, and that if you commit to a project and work through it, that you're much more likely to develop the persistence and the discipline you need to be a true artist.
When the final project gets on stage, we'll know more.
Everyone remember me, Sade?
Yes.
I just want to say I'm excited about it, and I know that when we meet, everything will just knit together, and I'm already feeling we're so connected, even though we just see each other over a screen, Hello again, Lucette here.
Hi, Lucette.
So far, I think it's kind of difficult. We have so much ideas. Everybody has a different idea of what justice means to them. It's mind-boggling to say, wow. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Elaine. So, like Sade said, I'm really excited in meeting everybody. So, I have something here. I was hoping I could read it.
Yeah.
The name of it is, what would you call it? I call it injustice. What would you call it when you were led to believe that you were living in the land of beauty and fertility was now being deprived of its milk and honey? What would you call it? You were supposed to be my king, my father, my material other. But at the end of October, I was left with no other. You see, you tricked me into believing that you were my leader. I believed in no other since the days of Sheba. Until I stand up to that other, I was in the lion's den around. So that's what I have so far.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the Trinidadian students was denied her visa from the U.S. government because she did not basically come from a wealthy enough family or have the economic means to prove to the government, to prove to the U.S. government that she wouldn't leave Trinidad and stay here.
To see their faces when they're horrified that it was the U.S. government which denied her visa based on socioeconomic status. It was a very difficult moment.
This is a student coming for a student project. They wouldn't even read her letters. The letters that were from her provost and our dean saying this student is coming for this finite amount of time to do this project. So I'm sure it's going to show up in the piece.
It's kind of pointed the finger at issues that for some people have been theoretical. And so it's been pretty powerful. And I'm hopeful that some of her work can be included in the performance.
It's actually getting the dance movements towards what justice means. It's easy saying it, but actually putting the movements to it. It's then reworking it and reworking it to actually get to express exactly what you want to say. And that's the inspiring thing, because there's a challenge.
For me, being a part of the dance, because I didn't come here to dance. Because I don't dance, I don't stretch, so my whole body's aching right now from yesterday. And I'm actually dancing and stretching and following instructions in terms of counting and spinning, even though I'm getting dizzy. It's nice.
I can't wait for the piece to get put together to showcase that on Friday and Saturday. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be like, and that's the thing about it. You don't know how it's going to turn out. Yeah, that's exciting.
Okay, so let's get busy.
Sade. Hi. Just a little slower on your pace so you finish right here.
All right, let me see all of that from the front.
He never told my mom and dad. I think he was afraid my mom would never let him out of the house again. And I know he didn't want to hurt my dad like that.
Move your legs.
Yes. Our brother got beat up after 9/11.
Oh, okay.
You're tapping the response of that. Okay. So you'll tap, and then they actually will finish their thing. Please know what to listen for.
Yeah.
The process is the richness, you know. The performances hopefully will be very moving, but through the process is the discovery of so many things.
To prove they are not intending to immigrate to the United States.
all of the writing students consider justice in new and profound ways.
I think it spoke to people, and as an artist, that's what my objective is.
It really started me thinking about not only justice, but how we interact with people, not only in the sense of justice and injustice, but in the collaboration sense.
Because, people have these different life experiences, and when you start listening to things, it starts getting those creative wheels going,
You learn from working with that many people from all these different backgrounds and experiences that they're coming to this one place to create the Justice Project.
It was great. Everybody was very, very welcoming and inviting. It was so great to work with the Trinidadians.
And it was really beautiful to see the correlation between the two processes and to be able to take that with me.
Awesome.